Now, when we look at these words there, fighting and suffering, this will decide how your life will be from now on. I was going to read the Bible, but we don't have much time here. But if you can, open that in the book of 1 Kings chapter 19. Quickly there, 1 Kings chapter 19. I've had enough of what? Suffering or fighting? Suffering or fighting? When people commit suicide, have they had enough of suffering or fighting? Who says suffering? Who says fighting? Who doesn't say anything and you don't really care? Elijah one time had enough of suffering. And he saw the people who were, instead of worshiping God, they were worshiping Baal. He called the prophets of Baal, he challenged them. He sacrificed an animal there, built the altar, and he said, the Lord who answers by fire, he is God. The prophets of Baal took the whole day cutting themselves, trying to bring fire from heaven, and nothing happened. And Elijah made a 30-second prayer, and the fire came down. After that, the same Elijah ran away from Jezebel. Jezebel was a woman. The same man who killed the prophets of Baal, who brought fire from heaven, ran away from one woman. He ran away from her. Look what he said here. Look what the Bible says. Chapter 19, verse 1. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, also how he had executed all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah saying, so let the gods do to me and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. And when he saw that, he arose and what? And ran for his life. And went to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a broom tree. And he prayed that he might die, and said, it is enough. Now, Lord, take my life, for I am no better than my fathers. Here we see Elijah having enough of what? Of fighting. Of fighting. And the consequence of that, look at verse 15. Then the Lord said to him, go, return on your way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when you arrive, anoint Hazael as king over Syria. And you shall anoint Jehu, the son of Nimshi, as king of Israel. And what else? And Elisha, the son of Shaphat, of Abel Meholah, you shall anoint as a prophet in your place. In your place. The great prophet Elijah was retiring. God could not use him anymore. What God was saying is, find someone else. Anoint Elisha, because I cannot use you anymore. Why couldn't he use him anymore? Because he had enough of fighting. He had enough. He couldn't take it anymore. And at this moment, you have either had enough of fighting, which means you heard a testimony like this, and maybe you are in a same situation. But then you say, no, Bishop, I clap my hands to them, but my husband is different than him. My case is different. I cannot take it anymore. For me, it's a waste of time. It's not going to work. When you talk about campaigns, purpose of faith, bring your family, you always say, no, it's not. You had enough of fighting. And if you have enough of fighting, you can make it. You won't make it. Because God never promised a life without problems. There will always be problems. Problems to me, problems to you, problems to everybody. Jesus had his problems. But he finished the race. He went to the cross saying, it is finished. I made it. And as long as we have the spirit of fighting, you can make it. Are you understanding? But when you say, I've had enough of fighting, it's not for me, it's not going to work, you know what? Then forget it. Not even God can help you. He has the power to help you, but he's unable to help you because there is no reaction from you. So who can God use? Those who had enough of suffering. Like, remember, you gave him an ultimatum. When did everything start to change? When you went to him and you said, you know what, I cannot take it anymore, because I cannot live like this, you are this, you are that. You had enough of suffering. And you took part, when you say you had enough of suffering, you didn't stop fighting. You are ready to do whatever it takes. But you had enough of living like that. My wife did this to me one day. We were dating for 3 years, for two and a half years, and she was in the church, she converted, and she wanted a man of God. But I didn't want to get serious. I wanted to enjoy my life. And she said, you know what? Now you either change or I'm going, because I've had enough of suffering like this. And she believed that God would bless her with somebody else if I didn't want to follow. And that's when I said, no, I want to change. And here we are, 15 years later. So the question is, have you had enough of fighting to the point that people come to you, Pastor Miguel? People come to you and they do like this to you and you don't really care? In other words, I do this to him and he says, please kill me, because the sooner you kill me, the better for me.
I can't take this life anymore, just kill me.
Is that how you're living now? Or I do this once, I do this twice, and then...
Enough!
I don't know. You are going through one of these two things right now. Bishop, my life is blessed, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm really happy. I don't fit in any of them. No, you fit. Because if God has blessed you, you should be had enough of suffering. In which way? Is your whole family in the house of God? Is your whole family converted? Is your life a testimony to others that people can come to God? If not, you should have had enough of it and be able to be greatly used by God.